this
that
way.
way.
Don't pass it this way. Give it to him.
They have a very healthy battery.
Am I hanging out here?
You already got your
You have to have a meeting.
squeeze through there.
Take your plan.
Now just make sure that you stay.
You spend that money very quickly.
That's not the way to do it.
Hey, you came up with it.
Okay, next item on the agenda is comments from the public. Do we have a list?
Richard, is there a sign-in sheet?
You have a sign-in sheet?
There's only one, I think that's.
Ms. D. Judge?
Yes, I have comments. I'm just wondering, what's going on with our storm drainage? Are the drains being cleaned? Are the ditches being cleaned, rather?
Richard?
What's
The storm drainage, the storm drainage. Drainage, storm drains.
Okay.
Is there something backing up or,
Are we cleaning the ditches? What's going on with that?
oh, you mean the big overall, not
Which
Yeah.
ditches are you
Problems in
talking
the
about?
Well, the ditches that we don't need a permit to clean.
The one we've talked about in the past,
Mm-hmm.
meetings,
One that somebody was supposed to be out there
that they had
the day
furniture
after, or a
in,
couple
yeah.
of days after the last meeting.
I think he's referring to the River Plantation Creek.
Right.
Which
Not
is-
the East Plantation ditch, but the one,
along the golf course?
the one
Is that being
FEMA's
all
given
cleaned
Has
out?
it been cleaned
Oh,
out?
yes, that's been done,
Okay.
completely done,
Yeah,
from
Okay,
one end to the other.
okay, how often is that gonna be cleaned?
That's gonna depend on how fast it's gonna grow back. Right now, it
Okay.
won't grow back at all, you know, because it's winter, so we've got, I'll look at it again in March or April.
Okay. All right. Okay,
You too.
Okay, I'm going back to this April 29th meeting where Jack met with the Corps of Engineers. Just wondered if any other director attended that with you, Jack.
I'm sorry, but we can't hear back here.
Okay,
There's a seat up here.
You may not want to.
Well, we need to speak up, some of us can't hear you.
okay, did any other director go with you when you met with the Corps of Engineers April 29th?
no, who was with me was the consultant with, SM, whatever the name of the consultant. Kevin Brady's representative, and Richard.
Okay, now, I guess why didn't anybody discuss the ditches, about cleaning out the ditches? I mean, we've had a drainage problem out here for quite a while, and if things could be cleaned up, it would really alleviate a lot of the water.
We were
people
told
are
at the
getting.
meeting not to do anything. Period.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it was
That was the
really,
reason why nothing was done.
well, the thing is, then Sam and Gloria Jones came, and they were gonna go down to see the Corps of Engineers.
They went after we went down there.
Yeah.
We contacted them. We had
Yes,
permission
October-
basically before they went down.
Well, yeah, but it inspired the mud here to get moving on this. Now, they went
No,
down
no,
there.
Excuse me, the mud had already moved. We already had permission to do it by the time they went down there.
Well, yeah, but they were the ones that said they were gonna go down there.
Well,
And
that's
they,
fine.
that's fine, right. October 1st, Richard emailed Brian Bader with the Corps and asked if he needed a permit to remove the debris. About an hour later, Brian responds, you don't need a permit. Now, for all these years, why are we thinking we needed a permit when the dead trees and the bushes and all this crap could have been taken out before?
It was, but then we found out that we were illegal.
Yeah, but you weren't though.
Yes, we are.
We still are
It
illegal.
took
We're still-
special permission, period.
We are,
No.
we are still in violation of building the concrete ditches.
Okay,
Back
that isn't what
whenever.
I'm saying. what I'm talking about is
Is
just
cleaning it
the
out.
crap
We
that's in
understand.
there. I'm not talking about relining
No, no,
there.
we got permission to start cleaning again.
Dolores, drop it. We are not in compliance. They told us not to do anything until we got permission. We got special permission. We have to go back to get permission if we do it again.
What, just to clean
Period.
out the trees and the bushes
I
and the
don't
couches
know.
and the
I-
desks?
It is just,
Until the Corps of Engineers makes a determination whether we have to dig up the ditches and put it back to
that's-
primeval.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm talking about just the stuff that's in the ditches
If the
that
Corps-
just runs
I thought that
through.
we were told that we could clean out the ditches last month
Yeah, without a permit.
without a
Yeah.
permit.
You have an
And then-
email
and
to
then
that
it
Yeah,
effect.
that's why
that
they
process
started
had
working the
started.
next
Well-
couple of days.
Do we have permission to anytime we want to go in there and clean it out? Or do we have to get permission every time we
I think
want
we
to
just
clean out the
can't
ditches?
Not
touch
according
concrete.
to
Well,
the
that's the
email.
word I got, but I don't know if we can go in anytime and clean it out, or
Yes.
each time do we have to get permission?
From the point on when we contacted, or I should say, since when I contacted Army Corps of Engineers, which is the email Mrs. Judge is referring to, that email I sent to him and requested it in writing, because they specifically told us at the meetings that we went to, not only the last one, but prior ones, you're not gonna do anything in that ditch, you are in violation. And we still are in violation. As far as the Army Corps is concerned, we violated by concreting that thing in 1996, because there was never a
Right,
permit
no,
issued.
we got that, but
Okay,
I'm just
so
talking about
what I'm
other
saying
stuff.
is, they told us, do not touch that ditch. If you do, we will fine you. So, we have not. So I've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and then in the last meeting we went to, we brought the congressman's representative, that pushed a little harder. But they still didn't give us permission until I called Brian and told him, look, I got people upset at me because this ditch is getting out of hand, and there's nothing I can do about it. You're telling me I can't do it. He says, well, maybe I can make some calls. So he made the calls. And I don't know who he called, it's people in his division. I can't answer that question. All I know is he finally contacted me and said, you can clean everything above the water, what they call the mean water line, which is where the water flows. Anything above that you can take out, but you can't touch the bottom. I said, well, Brian, the trees are growing out of the bottom. How am I supposed to cut them? I just can't cut them like that. So he says, okay, well, you can go ahead and do it. So that's when you got the email, because I'm emailing you. Put it in writing before I go down there and touch it, because I don't want the district's in violation. So that's the email that I copied you on, giving us permission to clean the ditch out. And you don't need a permit to do that. Now, for some reason, you don't need a permit to do it. Before, they wouldn't let us touch it. So all of a sudden now, they've changed their tune and say, okay, you can do this. So that's what we started doing. When we got a contractor to come in there and clean it all out. Now I'll observe it as it needs to be cleaned, then I'll be able to go in there and clean it based on his letter now, because I can point it back to him and say, hey, this is the letter you gave me authorizing me to do this. So I can take care of that. Now I can't touch the concrete and I can't touch the base. That's still strictly off limits.
Yeah, but when you get a couch and a desk and stuff like that in there, and that's affecting drainage, something's gotta be done. You just cannot leave that crap. But now you've got an email from Baker.
Now I have.
But it's so casual. I mean,
Somebody
it's
else
not
had
like
said
I'm
that.
going to a certain act or a provision or something. It was just take care of it.
Well,
So,
you're dealing with a governmental agency, and they move like molasses, and they are not gonna bend any of their rules, whether you like it or not.
well, you know what? I dealt with them when I was in business.
Did
and
you
I
deal with them
never-
when you were in violation? See, they have a totally different attitude to you when you're the ones in violation.
Hey, people could have been in violation, but I went to them and just listening to them, they were there helpful. And,
they're
and we
very helpful.
ended up getting more than we thought in just, from the information from them.
Right.
So I just can't see where they're really that big a problem. But at least the ditches will now be clean, so that's good.
They're being cleaned,
They're
are they
being
not?
cleaned.
As we speak.
As we speak, they're
I
still
think
being
they're done.
cleaned,
Yeah, they're being monitored and maintained, yes.
monitored and maintained, or being cleaned.
Well,
they're done.
They've already been cleaned. Right now,
Okay.
they're clean. They're
All
clear
right.
all the way down, from
Does
top to bottom.
does
All right.
someone routinely, every other month, every third
Yeah,
month,
I'll check it every month.
and if a couch is in there and somebody sees it, I've never seen a couch in
Yeah, I've
that
never
ditch.
seen one in there myself. but-
Well, somebody
I
mentioned
was
at the
gonna say a
last
couple
meeting.
meetings ago,
Yes.
somebody mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there was stuff in
A
there.
lady that lived by.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was that ditch? Because I know of a couch that was in a ditch, but it wasn't that ditch. It was a ditch that was off of Jubilee. That's the
Well,
couch.
yeah,
She
but don't
mentioned it.
you,
Well-
yeah, but don't you
Yeah.
do the ditches? I mean, you know, this stuff does affect people, doesn't it? Or which,
I just say, if you see a couch or something in there, call up us and we'll either say,
Yeah.
we can
We'll get
clean
it
it, we
out.
can,
Yeah,
or it's a
exactly.
county ditch or whatever. I just,
okay, I've just got a question on this, August 22nd meeting where Jack, now I went back to the video. And, Jack said that the MUD was under an edict by Homeland Security and TCEQ to increase security. And they have been here and they questioned our security, so I made an open records request. There is no record of that. There is no record of anything from the TCEQ or the MUD. So what I'm saying is you guys are getting paid to be up here. We're not. We just like honest information and don't give us any BS. So that's it. That's all I've got. Oh, I'm glad you're talking about the election though. So, just wondered if Jack is gonna wake up and, are you running?
Running for who?
There's an election coming up in May.
Not if you're gonna be here.
Well, I'll be here.
Well, then I'm not running.
Good, thank you.
I didn't
anything
think
else?
so.
That's it, you got
Thank you,
it.
ma'am.
By the way, did you make a comment about me a minute ago about saying something?
Yeah, it's on the
That
video.
comes because I'm an engineer and I read things.
What?
Okay, Mr. McElroy,
I don't comment.
thank you. Ms. Donna Smith,
No comment.
thank you. No. Mike and Sue Lee.
No.
Okay, no one else has said they want to talk? Anything else? Okay, we'll discuss improve the annual audit.
Good to see you all again.
How are you, sir?
Doing well, thank you. I put a few extra copies of the draft audit report there in the middle of the table. I always like to begin by making sure that I have good addresses for everyone, that you received the draft copy of the report that I sent out. Good. I do provide a clean opinion on the financial statements, which is a good thing. Review the work performed by your consultants and your staff, make sure they're performing their duties properly. We make sure your bookkeeper is handling your funds in accordance with the Public Funds Investment Act and keeping in your investment policy and keeping the books properly. Nothing significant found in the course of the audit there. Also make sure the tax assessor collector levied the tax using the proper tax rate and any adjustments made to the property values were authorized by the appraisal district. No issues there either. And finally, make sure that your staff here is billing the proper rates to your customers. And if a tap was set, the proper fee was collected in advance of that. So, course of the audit, we didn't find anything significant to bring to your attention. We also have a few minor adjustments for your bookkeeper, which isn't, again, nothing out of the ordinary that I'd call your attention to. But I'd be happy to take questions or comments anyone may have on the audit report.
I just received it, I hadn't had a chance to look at it.
I looked at it last night.
I didn't see anything.
I have a comment
Yes, sir.
on your letter that you submit.
Oh, the letter of representation, yes, sir.
Yes. It's to you from us.
Yes,
The
sir.
letter that we're writing.
Yes, correct, yes, sir.
Item number 17. There has been an item that has occurred subsequent to your audit
Okay.
that may or may not have an effect upon this MUD. And I'm thinking that that should be noted.
Okay. Do we,
It's a legal proceeding that we're pursuing.
would you like to talk to me at another time about it, or would you
Well,
like to discuss it
no,
now?
it's now that,
It's
now,
public
it's
information.
open
Okay.
knowledge, I mean,
I'm sorry.
we're condemning a certain amount of property.
The 60, I saw the 68 acres mentioned. Is that the property
Yes,
you're
sir.
mentioning?
Yes,
But I
that
saw
is
mention
correct.
of the size of
It's
the
in the,
land.
it's in the minutes, but it's not mentioned anywhere in the audit report.
No, sir, I didn't know a value to place on that.
But
I was look-
nobody does.
Yeah.
All I'm
Yeah,
saying
there's
is,
nobody.
so should it be noted?
Well, have you made a commitment to
We've made a
purchase, or you
commitment
just didn't
to
have it?
pursue.
Yeah. We want, January 6th will be when they determine a value.
But the report is not due until February 12th. I
Well,
can wait until
it's
that
up to you.
time.
As an auditor, I'm just.
I
bringing
don't
up-
see how it's, I don't believe, well,
Since it
I
happened
think
in
it's-
January, does it affect this document?
Well, then January when we close, probably.
Or is this,
January's
is this
just-
our fiscal year audit? or
Yeah.
it's
is
your
this-
fiscal year
No,
audit,
no,
yes,
the-
sir.
No, the letter that we write says there no events have occurred subsequent to the balance sheet. And this event is occurring subsequent to that, and is ongoing and will be probably ongoing and have some more events occur along with it prior to your actual audit report.
I,
D-
I'm
So
It says
I just,
subsequent to the balance sheet date's September 30th.
correct.
well, and it still says after that, so that's all I'm saying.
Right. I would like to wait until the event transpires, we know a little more of the particulars and the
Yeah,
amount, and might want to just.
I just
make
bring it up as a question.
May want to make a note disclosure if it's a very significant amount, or maybe even reserve a little fund.
It's a
some other
very
fund.
significant amount, I don't know.
Right. So we could approve the report pending
I have no
more
other
information
comment.
related to that, or?
I'll make the motion that we approve the report as is.
I would second said motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, thank you all for your time and attention.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Would you be comfortable signing the letter then? Or,
I can.
Excuse me, did you say you had copies
Boy,
for
you
us
can't.
if we want?
I could, I don't, if the board, if any of those copies are extra, you may be able to take that, or if you give me your contact information, I'd be happy to email you a draft.
Couple here.
There's-
You got
there's
yours?
this thing. I got mine.
There's enough for everybody. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it. I didn't see there was one signed. I found it. Thank you all for your time and attention.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, let's review the financial and bookkeeping matters, including review of the book report, bookkeeper's report, review of report of tax assessor collector, and review of investments.
I got most of my questions answered when I talked to the bookkeeper this afternoon.
You did?
Yeah.
Such as?
I was looking at since they're no longer itemizing the payroll checks, which I think is a good idea, so that everybody didn't see what everybody makes. I just wanted to see what was going on with the payroll account to make sure that there was, the right people were getting paid. People were getting paid that were actually on the payroll and stuff like that. Just wanted to
Okay.
make sure, double check it.
I noticed that they weren't on there either, so that's good.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Okay, we got one.
Richard, we have another leak for Weisinger.
A leak?
Well, we
There's
got
the well.
$13,000, or is that for the well work?
That's for the well.
Okay,
That's for pulling it all out and transporting it and analyzing it and breaking it down.
okay, all right, that's not leak repair, that's,
No, no, no,
Okay.
that's the first part of the repair project.
gotcha.
I'll make the motion that we accept them, we accept the bookkeeper's report.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approve it. Review of administration reports. Managers. and Assistant totals.
The manager's report's not showing anything out of normal. The systems are all running fine. They're still currently running on plant 1 and plant 3 only. 2 is still down until the repairs can be completed. We finished the EM test earlier this week, and we're just waiting for results from that. Once we get those, then we'll continue on and make a decision if the patch is gonna work or if we have to line the whole thing. But,
Is it estimated after the first of the year? When they're
Yeah,
gonna get the test
yeah.
results back?
no, we should have test results back by tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Oh,
Yeah. I'm pushing to get as fast as I can.
okay.
We did apply to the TCQ for emergency repairs, and that letter's already gone out, so. The pump and the case, and the column pipe and all the parts are already being ordered, trying to expedite that as soon as they get approval for all of that. And then we'll get that stuff shipped and put on site, so we're ready to drop the well back down. Production for the district right now is roughly 160,000 gallons a day, so we're at the low end of the demand factor, so the 2 wells can handle that with no problem. If it was a summertime issue where we pump almost 1 million a day, that's a different story. But right now, that's why we took the well down at this time of the year to do it. So hopefully I'll have, my goal is to hopefully have the plant back online by February at the latest, you know, and then we'll be ready for the summer. The wastewater plant is still in engineering. I just met with the engineers and finished the final phase of the last design for the walkways and things and aeration. Once they finish all of the prints, then they'll start putting together all the specs, and then we'll start to go out to bid.
Can I ask you a question about the systems total report?
Sure.
The 1,015 accounts that have collection amounts, are they past 30 days or within 30? The majority of it past 30 days or within 30 days? Past due?
Well, that report's kind of both.
Okay,
So majority of them within 30 days.
within 30 days? Okay,
There's a very few that are over 60.
okay. And how many of the 44 that were turned off were turned back on?
So far, 20.
What are the other people doing?
Yeah, really?
Well, it's that time of the year that people don't like to spend money this time of the year. They're diverting them to other things.
they'd rather have
You
no
can't
water.
water.
I guess, I don't know.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just trying to be as lean as I can before I have to show.
We've
off.
only got one account this month that had
Yep.
50,000 gallons.
It's wintertime.
Yeah,
Wintertime,
they don't need to water their lawn.
probably the greenhouse.
Probably the chance of showering.
Okay.
That's,
That's it.
Discuss approve quotes for the cameras at the water and wastewater plants.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Merry
I
Christmas.
apologize, I have another meeting to attend.
That's all right.
no problem.
Thank you. Status on the cameras.
You want me to say it?
Go ahead.
All right, we decided to, Richard and I talked, and we decided to forego that since there have not been any issues in the past 10+ years at the wells or the wastewater treatment plant until we see a need for it in the future. If anybody else wants us to bring it back up, we can, so. You want us to proceed?
Sometimes by the time you see it, it's too late.
Yeah. So,
In this day and age.
okay, bring it up for the next meeting,
Okay.
January.
Okay.
I agree with Mark.
Okay, okay. Well,
Okay. Upcoming election.
I hadn't put that on there, so I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we have an upcoming election in May of 2020. And the first day to file the applications is January 15th, and the last day is February 14th. So applications have to be in between that time, okay? I think we have 2 up for reelection, or 2 seats up for reelection, and that's all I wanted to say. Just want to
What
make everybody
seats?
aware. Mr. Kurtzinger and Mr. Smith. So,
And along with Julie's comments, we're gonna have to enter into the joint agreement with the Montgomery County election.
elections, yeah.
So I've got the forms here, the 2 that are gonna commit us to the joint election agreement and the service agreement. It's just the first step to the process.
Okay.
So I'll get Mr. Kurtzinger to sign these tonight, and then right now, that puts us on the first step going forward.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated on all the steps. I haven't, some of the schedules are just now starting to come in. I'm filling out the fact sheet and the ballot. So We've already started, so from this point on to up to almost the election, we'll be just constant back and forth. So.
Okay. Any pending business? That's the last item.
Quiet,
Yeah.
all's quiet.
Do I hear?
I make a motion to adjourn.
We got to do the checks first.
Yeah, we'll get to the checks.
Let's do the checks.
Yeah.